No, not
Doesn't
yet.
that start chasing him? No, because they cut back to Reggie actually fighting the Graver dude.
Right.
And then he
And
like
this is where you have that fucking great moment where he pulls out the chainsaw, and then the fucking gas mask guy pulls out like the 5-foot chainsaw,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, okay, my
Wait,
Schwartz is bigger than yours.
He's like,
Yes.
come on, you, come on, you mother.
come on, you mother.
That's all.
The way he says it is like badass.
I don't
right?
know.
Like he had to work on that.
And now we cut back to the Rambo ball because this is all coming
Yeah.
back and forth in tandem.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Doesn't
At
he
this
shoot
point.
all of them at this point too? Doesn't he get all the minions at the top of the
Well,
stairs?
not yet. There's a there's
yeah.
like a battle between the chainsaws down there is going on.
Yeah.
Because that's the Rambo ball is the one that burns through the doors, right?
Mm-hmm.
That,
Yeah.
As the Liz and him are running,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And those first two doors, like they don't do anything.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, there's a big heavy door with this little bitty latch.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's like, I hope that stopped him.
And, then
And
it
the
starts
fucking Rambo
burning
ball
through.
fucking burns through it with lasers.
Yeah, and he shoots that rat with
Yeah.
the laser
Yeah.
because
The
it's
one-
like tracking them,
and it sees a rat.
and then sees the rat and
Yeah.
something landed on the back of my hand.
Oh.
And
It's
then
probably a bug.
Reggie gets the Graver guy down in the basement by getting him in the chainsaw in the groin,
yes.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And then that's when he actually uses the gun.
Yes. Well, he
'Cause
got
they
him
all
with the
line
drill too. I forgot he got him with the drill in the side. Remember that he used to get in the door.
Yeah.
And then he gets him with the chainsaw, and then
Like
he turns.
straight in the nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then he turns around and there's like a bunch of the Jawas or whatever.
Perfectly lined up for
Yeah.
a 4-shot.
Well, and there's I was going to say, so you have multiple Jawas, but there's 4
yeah. And he's got 4
coming up
barrels.
the stairs. That's right. It's got a barrel for each one of you, son.
yes.
But they're each sprayed with a bunch of different bullets. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
that
the
was a
buckshot,
pretty.
I'm
Buckshot,
assuming,
yeah.
It was a perfectly good lineup for this kill right
Yeah.
there,
And
which
then-
is really cool.
And then we have Alchemy, who's found the hearse, and that's like her getaway. She's coming to save the day.
She's coming to save the day. Yeah.
on stage 2, Alchemy.
Alchemy.
So,
This is where he takes the hand sphere.
yes,
Yeah,
well,
so-
not yet, because they go through the. This is one of the coolest kills with the Rambo ball.
Oh yeah.
With the gold sphere, because that they go into
That's
the
right.
casket room, where the casket, not the viewing room, but where you can pick out your casket. You
Yeah.
know, and that's got the metal door, and he's like, "Hold on a second, let me go get this door," and then he goes to the other one, and that's when that dude starts fucking
The dude with no hand.
yeah, the dude with,
With
no
one
hand,
hand,
yeah,
yeah.
Or
he,
one hand, yeah.
he gets
Wasn't
Liz.
me. It was the one-armed man.
Yeah, he gets Liz, right, and he's basically like he's got her in a
Yeah.
chokehold,
Choke that
and
bitch.
with the no hand, and then he's fighting off the other dude, right, with
Yeah.
one hand, and he's like almost grappling with him with his right leg, and kind of knocks him down. But that's when the ball's fucking like burning through with
Absolutely.
the laser beam again. But the dude knows that shit's out there too, because he's like, as soon as it goes through, he's like,
Uh-oh.
wait a minute. And he tries to run away, and it burrows in his fucking back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part
That's
is
so
sweet.
And then he's
fucking
like
crazy.
slumps over into that corner.
Oh, and
Well, then it kind of comes through
Or
his
not
belly.
the
It comes
corner.
up to his belly,
That's right.
and then it starts making his belly bigger, and then you can tell it's kind of going up through his neck and stuff. There's some
Right.
pretty cool effects. Then he slumps over in the corner. I thought his head was going to explode and it was
Yeah,
going to come
right.
out the top, but they just go over in like a scary jump scare kind of moment and turn his body over, and you can tell the golden ball's like stuck in his mouth and like face area. Yeah, and it's like.
I want to say, going back to Alchemy, and maybe I'm generalizing here. I'm definitely not trying to stereotype, but Alchemy.
Yeah, but she might be
on
do other
on
things.
stage 2.
She might be do other things than be
She
a
can
stripper.
hotwire the fuck out of a car,
Yeah, she can.
and I'm like, that seems like a skill that you might have. If
I
you're
remember
on
him-
stage 2.
I remember him
picked it up in
saying-
Cleveland.
Yeah, I remember him saying, "Go get the car in the back and drive 100 miles or whatever." But then it cuts to her, and she just knows how to hotwire a car real quick. Hey, man, she's had a tough, life. It's hard out
She's
there
a
on the
hitcher.
streets,
Yeah,
Out here in the streets.
yeah, in the streets, eating them scrimps.
in them scrimps on the streets.
But that's when they get the
Sphere. and
the
they
sphere.
use it as the key.
They open the key.
But he does mention that he thinks that it won't do anything to them if it's still in the flesh.
Yeah.
So
that's
he-
a really big theory that he had there, and it
Yeah,
worked.
big
fortunately.
leap of faith. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he pulls the hand and the ball out of the door, brings it to the.
And don't they pass it along like, here, no, you hold this. He gives it to Reggie. He's like, here, hold this. And he's like,
Yeah. That's his Three Stooges moment. Yeah.
Ivan.
Flavin' weaving. Don't they? And at this point too, don't they get into the other world too? Like,
well,
Mike goes
before
in?
that, so the tall man appears.
Yeah,
And
so
he
now we're
grabs-
back in the embalming room, and then the tall man appears to attack them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they get through the door, and that's when you see the two silver.
Well, and I think that we're in the because we're in the white room, right?
Yeah.
At that point where he just grabs each one of them by the throat
It's like a tuning fork.
and picks them up, right?
Well, first they go into the room and they kind of look at it, and he's like, "Hey, watch this."
yeah.
Because Reggie knows how to do it because he did it in the first one.
Right.
Where he sticks his hands on both sides of it because it's a tuning fork, and that's
Right.
how you stop that.
Then
from
comes
happening.
then comes the ultimate bitch slap. Then he comes in and bitch slaps one of those guys. The tall man knocks down Reggie, I think it is, and or maybe it's Mike. I can't remember.
Well, all the Jawas are in the actual like the 20-gallon barrels or the 50-gallon
Oh
barrels.
yeah, they
you know?
look at the barrels.
Oh, when
and
he
you
gets
see
knocked
like
in.
Yeah.
Well, not when he gets knocked in yet. That's like
Yeah.
towards the end here a little bit. But
Yeah,
they
so-
look at the barrels and
Yeah,
stuff.
and you can see
Yeah.
him coming.
The tall man just really does bitch slap the shit out
Well,
of him.
you
at
can
that
tell
point,
he's super
He does.
strong, right?
Yeah.
Because at one point he's got two
People by their throats.
by their
yeah.
throats and just holding them like
And
So
right
Mike-
then
off
he
the ground,
throws
no
them, and
problem.
Mike goes into the portal, I guess is what you would call
And
it.
so does Reggie too.
And then
'cause
Reggie goes
tries to
after
save
him. Yeah, they go out, and then you get to see the world. I thought this part was really cool. It's like just a big line of the
Where
little.
are they? Venus?
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mortal Kombat.
It's just like another dimension.
You
and
remember
there's
when they
one-
went to that dimension in
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat?
Mhm. Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, it's like he throws them. He throws the people inside the barrels into with the compression fluid in them, and he throws them in there, and then like I guess they compress.
And then
And
they just
fucking-
like birth out of
Yeah.
it, and then they all just line up and go work somewhere or
Yeah.
something. I guess that's what's
they're-
happening.
They're
'Cause he's been
slaves
doing
of
it for
some sort,
years.
Yeah.
Because he's been doing it since like the old West times and shit like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because they showed him in old pictures that the tall man was always there.
Well, and this is when now he's got Liz on the table with the giant needle.
He's
full
about
of,
yeah.
Yeah,
the
after
yellow compression goo.
Yeah,
Right,
she
and it
doesn't know that it's in there. He doesn't know that it's in there.
But we
know
as
that
the
the
viewer
acid
know
is in
that
there.
the
'Cause they show it on the
hydrochloric acid is
floor.
in there.
They show it right
they
there.
have
they
to show
do,
it
they
again.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Well, they're
let
not,
you
dude.
know.
How many voiceovers did we have to explain the plot to you? They're not going to let you go without a
No,
shot of that
no.
hydrochloric acid
Yeah,
to remind
yeah.
you,
They know
because that was a bright idea that
He gets
had.
it real
Yeah.
close in her neck, man. They put that thing right in her
Yeah,
neck.
yeah. It
He's
looks
like-
like that, and you're kind of like, as you're watching, you're like, well, "What the fuck, man? She's gonna get fucked." up."
Yeah.
It's like almost right there. He's just like.
But that's when you find out Mike can apparently control a sphere too.
Yeah.
Because at some point you're like, I thought this dude controls these spheres.
Yeah, that could be true.
Yeah.
They pull
Well,
each
But
other
Mike's
out.
like,
Yeah. He
Well, they
just
pull
looks
each
at him,
other
he's
out
like,
of the dimension or whatever, the
Yeah,
door,
yeah.
and then he pulls it out of the key slot, and he's like, "Hey, phew." Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he
I don't
just
remember
looks
what
at him. He's like, pew. And then that's when the tall man, it goes into his head,
But don't-
shoots out the embalming fluid,
All
right.
the
and then the tall
cream
man
sauce.
crushes the shit.
Yeah, like this is nothing.
Like it's not, yeah.
It's like that Thanos moment.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
exactly. But then that
Obviously,
shit's coming out of his
forehead.
fucking forehead too. That little
The
fucking
insect
hand.
leg.
Oh yeah, the long neck bird face thing.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was like an insect leg.
Yeah,
But it
like-
might have been
'cause,
a
like, what
bird
his
face
true
thing.
form
Yeah,
is.
an insect leg or something weird, dude.
It's like his true form.
Yeah.
Maybe
You know, it's a
like
piece of
part
his true
it,
form.
Yeah.
And this is where we get the coup d'etat.
Mm-hmm.
Liz for the win with the hydrochloric acid embalming needle to the back of the
In his
neck.
back, from the
Reggie-
top
yeah.
down, like in
like
his
hardcore,
back.
dude.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
hardcore.
and Reggie's like, "Yep, kink." He's instead of suck, it's set to blow.
right?
Yeah, no, that is a gruesome end.
It's a good
to the-
effect. He melts.
Oh, man.
And there's blood everywhere, and the cream sauce and all that stuff.
His eyeballs
Cream
explode.
sauce, yeah, absolutely.
Fucking everything's smoking.
And then that's when Reg starts flame throwing everything.
Yeah, he's
right?
like, let's burn this place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Alchemy shows up with the getaway hearse.
yeah.
Right in time, conveniently, as they're
absolutely.
running away.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then to end it, they drive away. They think they're good. There's a coffin in the back, so Reggie says, "Hey, check that coffin to make sure." And when I was watching this, I'm like, it's going to be the dead corpse of the chick driving it.
Oh,
the
that would have
car.
been cool.
But it's not. There's
No,
nothing
there's
in the
nothing
coffin.
in the coffin.
That was a pretty I mean, the ending of the tall man was cool to see him explode and everything, but they focused so much on it on the first movie that this was
it's
kind of like
slightly anticlimactic.
Yeah, maybe we need to cut down 20 minutes of this movie of his death scene. Let's get rid of it.
And so then Alchemy rolls up the window.
Yeah, to get romantic with Reggie, because there's a divider between
He's like,
it's
hers.
like a limo. Yeah.
Boy,
Is that even true?
I
even
have
know
no
that-
idea.
Boing.
I've never driven a hearse.
Yeah, I don't know.
But maybe you wouldn't want to see what's back there if you're driving around dead people.
Maybe you
I
need
don't
to
know.
see what's back there, though. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
you have the option where you go, does that shit move around back there? I heard something shift.
Either yeah.
What was that? Oh my god!
Either way, the divider goes up, and Reggie's like, "Oh,
He's like, I've been thinking about us.
I've been thinking a lot about it."
But they're ready to go. They're gonna ride off into the sunset.
And that's when she rips off this part of her hair and head.
Much like what happened to the tall man earlier.
Right.
Kind of, yeah. The tall man melts from the inside out.
Well, I mean, when he gets the head wound, there's like a spot where he gets like
Yeah.
it's kind of in the same spot where the worm comes out or whatever, the thingy, the insect leg.
Yeah.
So and then she laughs like super evil.
And then we go back to the back of the coffin with Mike and Liz who are celebrating, but then the car starts to swerve, and you can hear Reggie making a lot of noise and screaming. And then he gets out and puts his bloody face up against the window and falls down, and then it just drives away, right?
And then they say it's a dream. And you hear the tall man say, "No, it's not."
Oh, yeah, they're like, is this real or is this a dream?
Yeah. And then, well, he rolls down the window, and it's the tall man.
Yeah, it's the tall man. He's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that's it. And so...
The end of Phantasm 2.
Phantasm 2.
Yeah.
It's bloody. It's cool. It's definitely an 80s movie. I thought that, like I said, the tone was weird, especially when they're peeing right next to each other and they don't even...
What's weird is one of them is peeing. The other one's just standing there talking to him.
Oh, is that what's
Yeah,
happening?
that's how I took it.
I thought they were both pissing, but neither one of them looked down.
No, Reggie does. Well, he doesn't really look down.
Well, he
He's
looks
just like,
down because he's like, it gets hard out here on the road.
Yeah, I'm fucking taking a leak.
And I thought that was weird because I was like,
He
your
had to
family
go.
just blew up like not long ago. I wouldn't be like thinking about banging some I don't know. But other than that, it's a pretty cool little gem that's out there, you know. Deuces.
The Deuces.
As a part 2, this might be the weakest part 2 that we're gonna do, but at
Absolutely.
the same time, this is one
It's
of
still
my
pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean,
this is one of my movies that I will continually watch probably till the day I die. You know, I'm not gonna watch it on my last day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like
yeah. It's not my Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's up there with one of the movies as far as a return watch. I watch it once a year now.
Okay.
You know, or there's a lot of movies that I watch once a year just because. You know, I've always watched them.
Sure.
You know, and I'll continue to watch them. And any of the Don Coscarelli movies like this, the other 3 that they have on this one, I don't really watch.
I want to see part 3 now, kind of. So.
Well, once you watch part 3, you'll have to watch part 4, Oblivion, and then you'll have to watch Ravager. Don Coscarelli,
but it was a fun movie.
Yeah,
it was definitely fast paced. There wasn't a lot of downtime in it, which was kind of good, other than the voiceover bullshit that was totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of times studios can't get involved, and maybe you don't get to do exactly what you wanted to do in the movie.
And I could see how this movie had like a television cut, right, where they cut a lot of the violence out of it. So I could see how trying to get this on tape in the early 90s and stuff, after it had been out for a little while, early to mid 90s, would be cool, especially from my point of view because I couldn't really get it. It has a lot of those cool specific scenes, like the monster coming out of her back,
right, which was really good.
Yeah, and the blood coming out of the balls and the ear and the hand, which could be shocking if you're seeing it at a certain time at a certain age on tape or on TV or something like that. But again, there was an edited version for TV, so it would have to be like an HBO or a Cinemax or whatever.
So why haven't they done the tagline "Balls Out"? I really feel like that needs to come around on one of them.
I don't know.
Well, let me
Phantasm, balls out,
balls deep.
The balls are back in town.
No, a couple of the facts that I really enjoyed about this movie. The reading about, doing the research for it. Brad Pitt auditioned for a role. That's one of the first facts that you
really
get to see. He auditioned for the role of Mike. What else?
Didn't make the cut over this guy. Huh?
Yeah, I know, right? Come on, Brad Pitt. They're like, Brad Pitt. I don't know. He